Hi, welcome to Debbie's Dare. It's Fiskars Friday on Thursday, and I wanted to share with you a layout, and that's what we're going to do. We're not going to do one specific tool, but we're going to use sort of a gathering of tools to make a layout. I'm just going to show you the different elements, but let me show you the layout that I did. I just got through with it, still drawing. Back up a little bit. This is a layout I did of my Aunt Robbie. My Aunt Robbie passed away yesterday. She was my mother's sister. Looks a lot like my grandfather. But oftentimes I do my therapy for something like this is often doing layouts and putting my memories down while everyone's talking about them and thinking about them. I want to get them down on paper. So my journaling's down at the bottom. But she loved her flower garden, so we've made some flowers and a butterfly. And I used Fiskars tools for that. And let me get you a close-up shot of my Aunt Robbie. There we go. Isn't she beautiful? So we're going to work on some of these details. I want to show you what it takes to make. I know you say it's a simple flower, a simple butterfly, but we're going to use something different and see how it works with our Fiskars tools. First thing is that the flower and the butterfly is not made from our regular cardstock paper, and I just grunged up. I don't know. We actually used Grungepaper. Okay, from Tim Holtz. That's his signature line. And I thought, wow, I wonder, since they're calling it paper, if Fiskars tools will go through it. Yes, no. Which means be careful. You know, any thickness you use with some of these punches is difficult, but it is not impossible to use a lot of the different punches with Fiskars tools and the grunge board. Okay, so I'm going to take you down. Down, 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 down. You can see. First tool I want to bring out is my Fiskars paper trimmer. I'm going to take a piece of my grunge board, and I'm going to cut out a 3x3 square to do the large flower. Believe me, and I do this backwards from other people. A lot of people do this cut thing with it turned the other way so that the swing arm is on top. Because of a previous trimmer that I used, it doesn't work for me, so I'm sorry. Okay, so, and I'm going to stand up for this one. So excuse my mess as you can see it behind me. This is the Fiskars corner punch. They have all different types of corner punches. This is a 3-in-1. You get 3 different designs. You also can get them so that they cut and emboss. Now I use this little particular design right here for my flower. So while it's still whole, I'm just going to put this in here, make sure that it's, you know, wedged in right there, keep it, and it's going to make a loud pop. Okay? See, and you see this is what you get. Okay, and I'm just going to do all 4 sides that way. You don't see me doing a lot of extra here. I'm just making sure by holding this down here that my grunge paper is staying in my 3-in-1 quarter punch. Okay? Pop, pop, pop. All right. Pull that aside. And now I have a little piece of paper, or a little piece of, yes, paper, grunge paper, because what I want to do now is take my 3x3 square, mark it at 1.5 inches out this way, and that way I'm going to get a center cut. Hold this down, pull it toward me, got a cut. All right? 1.5 inches again. Put it down, hold it, and you have one side. Let's do the other one very quickly. Ooh, I made that one look crooked. All right, this one, since it was 2 inches, you want to place it at the 1-inch mark. Now, sometimes I have to hold it because it doesn't hold over here, and I want to make sure this thing doesn't move any at all, because I really do want a center cut. Okay. And I'm going to turn this, put it at 1 inch again. And you say, well, you can do it with your scissors. Yeah, you can. But I am not the world's greatest when it comes to centering things with my scissors. So I like, and you don't have to put it there. You can put it anywhere on your, that's what's cool about this. You can put it just about anywhere on there. Gently put it down, hold your piece, and ta-da! So at this point, I'm just going to show you, because you can do any colors that you want. And, But basically all I did was take my Tim Holtz distresser, and I just distress the edges, you know, just go around and distress them really good. And did that on all 4 of your pieces. I also used my distressing inks to make it the color that I wanted it to. And then I just sort of, you know, paper is really good about this, you know, to give it some dimension. You know, I know that down here I'm going to put the adhesive, and I use the glossy accents on this particular. And then you just take and, let's see, we're just going to put the 4 slightly apart. I've got to bring it back here. And slightly apart. Oops, turn it around. After you've, and it's just slightly apart there. And then I just did this one, inking it up. I turned it the opposite direction. And then this one is the opposite direction. And I put a button in the center after curling it all up. And that's how I got, let's turn this way, the flower. It's just squares with the Fiskars 3-in-1 corner punch, some distressing ink, your trimmer, and a button, and you're set. But if you have a smooth edge around here, and if it's not too detailed, you can very carefully cut the grunge board. So let me do that. Just place it in there like you would normally, and I'm just going to very slowly, because you don't want, and sometimes I just have to bounce a little bit. You can hear it. Ta-da! I don't want to do more than what it's supposed to do. And if you do this at your own risk. If you break it, don't call me about it. Because I'm telling you, very, very slowly. So if you feel it not given like it should, then you stop. Okay? So, and then I'm going to take my Fiskars micro tip spring action. This is spring action. For this, when I do detailed work, is just a push and it automatically comes out. It's not hooked around my fingers. It's very pointed. But what I'm going to do with it is take my grunge paper and my scissors and give it a snip through. Very easy. This paper works just like a thicker style paper, but it gives with you a little bit. So, and then just take and curl it up. After you ink it, give it a good curl up. And another good little curl up. This stuff's really great. And it's not as thick as grunge board because grunge board, I've tried it, you cannot punch it no matter what I do. I cannot put it through the squeeze punches or any of the punches. It's too thick. So that's how I make the wings, and I'll just, you know, separate it or overlap it a little bit. And I will put it together so that my hearts, they don't go like this, but they go down to give it more of a level area. And you have your butterfly. And let me show you how to make the butterfly center. Okay, because I only need a little bit, so let me back it off a little bit. See, I'm going to show you the bad and the good that I do. So this will pop out now. I say it will. It did earlier. Ah, there it goes. Thank you. Be very careful. So I've got this scalloped piece here. What I'm going to do is turn it back around. And to me, this is the hard part because I can't cut the whole thing out, so I have something to hold on to. You're going to put your scallop piece back in. And what you're going to do is just line it up with that first scallop. I'll line it up and then show you really close. See, that is actually the grunge board brought in one scallop. So I'm going to pop that. Ta-da! And it pops with the grunge board very easy. Can you see where I'm going? Now on my layout, all I did was add some distressed stickles and then use my glossy accents. I like using glossy accents on any kind of grungy paper, grungy board. And you put together your butterfly, and I'll show you mine. You ink it, stamp it, whatever you would like to do. Inked and stamped, and I put the stickles to it. This is my Aunt Robbie. There's some of our elements. Go out and get grungy and say, new hairdo, it's not red or orange. It wasn't red to start with, it was orange. And I'm very proud of it. See, da-da-da-da-da-da. It won't stay straight. That's just the hairdresser thing. It'll be curly by the time I wash it very well. The only way to get it straight is with a hairdryer. But God bless you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And thanks for coming over.